What is boiler draft? Types, classification, advantages, and more. Boiler draft. Boiler draft is defined as the difference between absolute gas pressure at any point in a flow passage and the ambient, same elevation, atmospheric pressure. Draft is achieved a small pressure difference which causes the flow of air or gas to take place. It is measured in millimeter, or water. The draft is one of the most essential systems of the thermal power plant which support the required quantity of air for combustion and removes the burnt products from the system. To move the air through the fuel bed and to produce a flow of hot gases through the boiler economizer, preheater and chimney require a difference of pressure. This difference of pressure to maintaining the constant flow of air and discharging the gases through the chimney to the atmosphere is known as draft. Draft can be achieved by the use of chimney, fan, steam or air jet, or a combination of these. When the draft is produced with the help of chimney only, it is known as natural draft, and when the draft is produced by any other means except chimney, it is known as artificial draft. Purpose of boiler draft: to provide an adequate supply of air for fuel combustion. For throw out the exhaust gases of combustion from the combustion chamber. To discharge these gases to the atmosphere through the chimney. Classification of boiler draft. Natural draft. Natural draft system employs a tall chimney. The chimney is a vertical tubular masonry structure or reinforced concrete. It is formed for enclosing a column of flue gases to produce the draft. It removes the gases high enough to prevent air pollution. The draft is produced by this tall chimney due to the temperature difference of hot gases in the chimney and cold external air outside the chimney. Advantages of natural draft: it does not require any external power for producing the draft. The capital investment is less. The maintenance cost is low as there is no mechanical part. Chimney keeps the flue gases at a high place in the atmosphere, which prevents the contamination of the atmosphere. Disadvantages of natural draft: the maximum pressure available for producing natural draft by the chimney is hardly 10 to 20 millimeters of water under the normal atmospheric and flue gas temperatures. The available draft reduces with increases in outside air temperature, and for generating enough draft, the exhaust gases have to be discharged at relatively high temperatures, resulting artificial or mechanical draft. It has been seen that the draft produced by the chimney is affected by the atmospheric conditions. It has no flexibility, poor efficiency, and tall chimney are required. In most of the modern power plants, the draft applied must be freedom of atmospheric condition, and it should have more flexibility, control, to bear the fluctuation loads on the plant. Advantages of artificial or mechanical draft: it is more economical and its control is easy. The desired value of draft can be produced by mechanical means which cannot produce by means of natural draft. It increases the rate of combustion by which low-grade fuel can also be used. Disadvantages of artificial or mechanical draft: the initial cost of mechanical draft system is high. Maintenance cost is also at a higher rate. Noise level of boiler is also high due to noisy fan/blower, etc. Types of artificial or mechanical draft: 1. Steam jet draft. It is a very simple and easy method of producing artificial draft without the need for an electric motor. It may be forced or induced depending on where the steam jet is installed. Steam under pressure is available in the boiler. Types of steam jet draft: 1. Induced steam jet draft. The jet of steam is turned into a smoke box or chimney. The kinetic head of the steam is high but static head is low ion. It produces a partial vacuum which brings the air through the grate, ash pit, flues and then to motor box and chimney. 2. Forced steam jet draft. Steam from the boiler after having been throttled to a gauge pressure of 1.5 to 2 bar is supplied to the jet or nozzle installed in the ash pit. The steam rising out of nozzles with a great velocity drags air by the fuel bed, furnace, flue passage and then to the chimney. Types of mechanical or fan draft. 1. Induced draft. In induced draft, the blower is placed near the base of the chimney instead of near the grate. The air is absorbed in the system by decreasing the pressure through the system below the atmosphere. The induced draft fan sucks the burnt gases from the furnace and the pressure inside the furnace is reduced below atmosphere and includes the atmospheric air to flow through the furnace. 2. Forced draft. In a forced draft system, a blower is installed near the base of the boiler and air is forced to pass through the furnace, flues, economizer, air preheater and to the stack. This draft system is known as positive draft system or forced draft system because the pressure and air are forced to flow through the system. 3. Balanced draft. It is always better to use a combination of forced draft and induced draft instead of forced or induced draft alone. Thanks for watching.